Hello everyone, welcome to a special episode of the
Mom and Son Podcast. This is Rose Press Fausto, the mom, also known as FQ Mom.
And Anton Fausto, the son / birthday boy.
Yoo-hoo!
Woo! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you, my favorite bunso.
Yeah, that's right. So I have already turned 23
Yeah,
yesterday.
last December 7. Why yesterday?
Yesterday, sorry. 1, 2,
Last
3.
Saturday.
Yes. I'm still in birthday mode talaga kasi.
That's
Because
why.
what I'm doing this year is I'm celebrating it. What I love to do guys. I love celebrating it a lot of times and a lot of. Once it's December na kasi, I really feel like my birthday's coming up. Since it's
Yes.
December 7, the start of December means there's 6 more days till my birthday. And what I really love then about Christmas season is whenever it's my birthday, it's more decorative since the Christmas lights are already up, Christmas decors are up, there are more people. Parang there's more things happening
Yeah,
when it's
tsaka
December.
malamig. Yes.
Yeah.
The
So I hope
weather
the
is
weather stays cool
Yeah,
and
and
nice
I hope
these days.
those who were affected by the recent Typhoon Tisoy
Yeah.
are all fine, safe, and dry right now. So, let's talk about your birthday.
Okay.
When you were born, back in 1996. So, you were our third child,
Mm-hmm.
and my OB, gynecologist, said that I was going to give birth on December 24.
Yeah. Oh, that would have
Yeah.
been. I would not have like that.
Yeah. So you know what happened? I don't know if it was really para bang strength of my mind, mind over body,
And
or
your
was
womb.
there a miscalculation somewhere? So I said I didn't want to spend Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And Christmas season, kumbaga, di ba? In the hospital. So I was really talking to you in my womb. I was saying, please come out on December 8th. Because
It's
it's
the-
Immaculate Conception, and most Catholic schools declare that as a non-school day. It's a holiday.
Yeah, and I remember saying na matigas na yung ulo ko ever since I was in the womb kasi even if it's sabi mo December 8, sabi ko no. So I came out December 7. And I remember my blanket, there's this blanket I had. It was very
Yeah.
early pa. It was like a 1 a.m., 2 a.m. birth. So it's not
Yes.
like, so it was really off from what the OB said.
Yeah, it was really off.
That's a
But
lot
kasi,
of days.
naman, plus minus.
17 days. That was a lot. Anyway,
Baka medyo off. But I'm happy that she was
yeah.
off.
and I'm happy also because I feel like if I were born a week later, it would already be in the one gift lang zone. Parang Christmas
I
and
like
birthday
that.
is at least now
One
parang
gift lang zone.
there is enough space.
That's right.
That's how I like it.
Okay, I have
Okay.
a friend, Tita
Uh-huh.
Iska.
Oh, yeah.
She was born on December 24,
Yeah.
and that's also her mom's birthday. So can you imagine her mom was giving birth on Christmas Day?
And
On Christmas
her,
Eve,
on her
rather.
birthday also.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh
on
my
Christmas
gosh, that's
Eve,
3.
on her birthday. Yeah.
You have to share the stage with
Oh,
other people. Actually, I don't know how that is. I wanted to ask Papa. I should ask Papa also one more time how it's like to share your birthday with a close relative.
with the sister.
Because me being the bunso and being I love performing. I love being on stage.
Spotlight, you mean?
Yeah, the spotlight and everything. For my birthday, I like it to be my day. Parang ganun.
I don't want to confuse it then with. That's why nga when we were thinking of when to get married, I also didn't want it
Yeah, because August.
to be in September. Kasi they were saying that was the wedding anniversary month of Lola Selling.
Oh, okay.
So, Marvin's parents. Sabi ko, ay, ayoko.
Yeah.
Ayoko ka-share ko na sila. Ka-share ko ba yung birthday ko? So, sabi niya, sige, okay ko na to. Wait, how
Share
can
na
you
lang.
blame him?
Share na lang yung birthday
So,
naman.
instead of October, ginawa niya August. Anyway, so let's talk about you and your birthday party. So, this time around, it's your own money that you're spending.
Oh, yeah.
That you spent for your
Yeah.
birthday.
What happened the last year? I thought last year would be the first year, but then thank you, Mama and Papa, for being fair. Since I was born in December, it's already out of the school calendar.
Yes.
So, kumaga, Kuya Marty and Dikong had
Their last-
already had 22 sponsored birthdays. Because they were born
Yes.
March and May, which is before graduation pa. And mine is after
Oo nga,
After
no?
graduation.
Masyado tayong we really want to be fair, no? So sabi namin, kahit
Yeah.
na nakat na yung financial umbilical cord, since for your older brothers, we still paid for their birthdays. Their 20, what's that? Second birthday.
Yeah.
Sige na nga, sabi namin. So now, it was your money. Well, okay naman, di ba?
Yeah, I really prepared for it naman. Like the months before, I really knew na, okay, I still wanted to have a party, so I really have to save up for that. Ganun. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick now. Also, because it's December na rin, it's kind of like a nice marker to look back at the year, the
Assessment
calendar
period.
year, and my age year.
Yes.
Yeah, and when I look back at my blessings now, it becomes more. I can't find the right word for it because to describe yung blessings ko or something very real, or stuff that are very real and are going to really affect the outcome of my future in the next. Yeah, because I think before, the way I looked at blessings was, I won a dance competition or I was able to go to this place. Ganun. But now it's more of, I was able to achieve this thing, I was able to experience this thing, which taught me a lot and is going to really affect and really has affected how I've been. And I think it's gonna keep affecting me for the days and the years to come.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Well, of course, first family, which I guess it's already a given that every year naman. Thankful for family, but then again now the way I look at it differently is because now family time is not anymore a default. It's something that kind of needs to be. Yeah. For example, Enrique hasn't lived with us for a couple of years already. Q Marty also
tried it for a while.
Yeah, and he's out a lot. And ako na rin, like I'm out a lot. We are all really in charge of our own schedules. So when we get together on Sundays, it's more now for me. It's a little more meaningful now.
Yeah, it's more special, no?
Yeah, or when we have vacation and we go when we have tayong limagan talaga. I feel it more that family time is something you're going to have to work on when you get older. Kasi at first naman, family times, sometimes nabobore na ako na parang, like if it's, no offense, like if it's Holy Week, parang wala kami ginagawa, ganun. But then now, like, these are the times na I actually get to talk to my brothers and, catch up and everything.
So, parang meron lang ako nakuhang insights with what you said. Sabi mo, it's not so much a default, but it's a choice. So, parang ang takeaway ko dyan is that while you're young pala, when the kids are young, you make it a fun default.
Yeah.
So that when they grow older and they will have a choice, they will choose to still, bongga bilsa.
It's something that you choose when you're a little older, but I think it's because there's a lot of effort put into the foundational years, the beginning.
Yeah, and make it a default, but not a default na nakakainis.
Yeah, it's hard to make an effort to see people you're not super fond of.
Yung obligado lang.
Yeah. Of course, after family, there's career, and now there is, I would say, the fact that there is something, compared to last year, there's something constant, consistent, and that I have work every now and then. That would be the biggest
difference.
Yeah, that would be the biggest element, the most important element of it. So I have mixed, of course, and I have Anytime Fitness. I feel like these two are the most, this year.
Constant.
That I have it every week. There is some progression. I think I mentioned this before once, that the thing with being a freelancer, sometimes it's hard that there is no sense of progression when it comes to your work, because usually events is, it's kind of like a one and done thing. When I host an event, okay, that's it. When I choreograph a dance, okay, that's it. But at least now there's a community. There is that ability to see your work in the past and see how am I doing now compared to before. Has there been an improvement? Something like that.
What are your fears as a 23-year-old kid?
People always say, and I'm going to get into this more a little later after the blessings, is how...
Oh, sige, sorry, you were not yet done pala with your blessings.
Yeah, but then just to quickly answer that, is the question of, am I where I'm supposed to be right now? Because people always say that, 20s, relax lang. That's when you really go out and explore, ganyan. This is when you take risks. And I'm thinking, am I taking those risks that 20-year-olds or I'm supposed to say, or even more, I guess, relevant to me, am I the 23-year-old that 5-year-old Anton dreamed of and visioned himself to be. That's something I ask myself a lot, and that would be sometimes one of my parang markers, or when you ask yourself, am I supposed to do this decision or not? I kind of think of like, what would younger me
So what's your answer to that question?
Yeah, I think naman.
Yeah.
It's like I think naman. I don't know kasi if there's one way to really.
Yeah, but you don't kasi rely naman on what your 5-year-old self.
Yeah, okay, I'll talk about that a little more. I'll talk about that a little more later. And I feel like this time I have really entered the workforce, and also looking at my batchmates, that it's normal now to see. I think it was this when it was normal to see my friends in long sleeve polos, and to see my guy friends in long sleeve polos and my girl friends in like working clothes. When it was normal to see them in that, I think that's when it was like, oh, this is it now. Like if ever I'm out on a weekday, there's like a dinner or something, and then I see them in work clothes and it's normal. Kasi before I remember it's wow working when I see them in polos and stuff, or like
so you're
in
used
office.
to it now.
Yeah, I think it was never like
1 year naman.
It wasn't like a big. Okay, I'm used to it. It was like a graduate. I only thought about it recently. That, I'm normal now to see pictures of them in work clothes. I think that was it. Being in the workforce. Oh, and recently I have been one of my blessings I'm also excited for upcoming 2020. I've been I was invited to audition, and I got in, and now we're going to start training next year for this new boutique fitness studio called 808 Studio. And I'm really excited about it because it combines two of the things I really love doing, which is hosting and dancing. So it's a new studio, and I'm going to be one of the instructors to teach the dance fitness classes. What's different about this, it's like you're teaching a dance class, there's party lights, and there's a live DJ. So I still have to learn a lot and train for it, but then I'm excited for that also.
When is that gonna start? You don't know the exact date yet?
Yeah, but then we start training in January. Next month.
Okay, so you keep them posted.
Yeah, and the last
those who might want to join.
Yes, of course. Of course, I'm gonna keep talking about it, and I'm gonna keep promoting it. And lastly, of course, the USA trip. I think those 2 weeks were really big for me when it comes to like
realizations.
Yeah, I talked about it in some past episodes, and that we're really in charge of our decisions now, seeing the different lives of the people who are there. Filipinos who are there, that they all got there because they wanted to, and they really parang pushed to get there. It wasn't something that was just handed to them. It wasn't like their parents made them do it or something like that. It was something they really wanted, and you can apply that in different things abroad or local. That if you really want something, you have to be the one to go after it.
Question pala. Can I interject this question?
Sure.
As a 23-year-old, what did you want to achieve?
Personally, I can't really. Right now, I don't know.
You don't know.
That will be my answer for today. As I just turned 23, I don't know what I want to achieve.
For the year.
That's different. That's different. Cause I mean,
but you'll be discussing that when we do our year-ender, huh?
Yeah. Parang
by the way,
dun ko pa iniisip yung mga ganong
by the way, to our listeners there, we were featured in this show in the US because they saw our tradition, which is the family goal setting. And they made us part of that episode when they discussed families with their goal setting activities.
Yeah, it's on it. So you guys can check it out. It's on It's an FQ Mom's social
website,
media account. Yeah, she posted
IG.
about it.
So, sige, continue. You're done with the...
And I also listened to our past episode when it was your birthday. I realized you talked about how you get a little melancholic when it's your birthday. You really reflect.
Yes.
And that's something I think I'm experiencing a little more of now. Grabe as if tanda ko na 23. But I feel like it's already a big jump because now I'm in full quote-unquote adult form na. It's not anymore... Kasi I just know, the ring of 23 in my ears is a lot, it's like a bigger jump from 22 compared to 21 to 22. For me, 21 to 22 kasi is still parang, okay, you are starting as an adult now.
I know why.
Why?
Maybe in your subconscious kasi mama used to say, di ba? At age 24, you cannot blame your childhood anymore.
So I can still blame my childhood. Okay. That gives you comfort.
Hindi naman it's a limit.
Yeah,
it's not something that you should do, blame your parents, etc. until
I get it.
But, di ba, I used to say, when you're 20, and I was also probably saying that to myself and other parents. Kasi parents would always like to take the blame, di ba?
Not my parents, the joke.
Sobra ka. Hindi. So, para bang when there's something wrong in your child, you would always go back to yourself and say, ay, what did I do wrong ba? But I was telling you before, pati sina Kuya Marty pa, pag 24 na, hindi na pwede.
Yeah, okay, gets.
I-blame on the childhood, no matter how miserable your childhood was. Whatever happens to your life now is really your own doing.
Yeah.
Maybe because I got married at age 24. Kaya ako siguro siya.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's 1 year from now for me. That is so risky. But the times were
almost 2
different.
kasi I was gonna turn naman 25 that
okay.
Okay.
Okay, with this one naman, and I touched on it na a while ago. I mentioned it a while ago. I guess the big thing, one of the biggest reasons why that gives me fear about like aging, going into the unknown, sabi nga ni Elsa, is that I really don't want to let go of being a kid, of like the kid inside me, because that's what I was thinking about before. When I was younger, those days when I would go out and play in the park every day, I'd always think of like when I get older, when I look at adults kasi, I can't super relate with them, thinking na, grabe the way they look at life, the way they think, the decisions they make, their humor, ganun. But it's so different na. Am I gonna turn into like that? To something like that? That's what I always thought. And it's also shown in media naman that, and it's universally known that people wanna have the creativity of kids, wanna have the pureness of their heart. Like if you're a kid, talaga, that's like when you're really creative, ganun. And then as you grow older, that's when sort of the world and life kind of beats you down, and then you end up parang just focusing on a few things, just trying to make ends meet, and just going by day to day. Mas nagiging routine na instead of like.
So that scared you a bit.
That scares me, and that's why nga I look at what does the younger Anton want. Although I know that he's not as mature, not as wise as I am. I think that's like raw Anton. That's like pure.
Hey, the good news is
Anton.
you don't have to lose being a child.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to lose
shouldn't.
them.
You see naman your 58-year-old father, di ba?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
That should give you comfort.
Yeah, so that's why I asked. That's why I mentioned that I asked my younger self, and I think that's the thing I'm scared about, because I feel it now. Although there's that desire inside of me that I don't want to lose it. I feel it. I'm comparing to just a few years ago. I feel like I kind of more detached na to things in life. That doesn't,
like what things?
Like when you
enjoy something.
Yeah, when you like for example, when I would train for a dance competition, like the level of like how much I give value to it and importance to it. Like I think about it all the time. Then the way I feel about it also, it's so intense. But when I look at it now, when I look at dance competitions I did, the way I look at it now is okay, it's one of the dance competitions I did. I can't fully get back that memory of really super wanting it so bad and like devoting myself fully, as in 100% to it, because now there are other things you think about anymore. You don't really do things anymore just for the sake of doing it.
Okay.
There are times now especially when it's like a job or something related to my career, you think of, okay, is it gonna be beneficial to my career in the long run? Like, is it gonna give me the proper training, experience that to make me a better in whatever skill that is? And then 2, of course, the financial aspect of it, like how am I going to be compensated for this? Is it enough? Like, am I going to be really happy with how much I'm getting paid for this one event or something like that? But there's so many factors that are just going through my head instead of just focusing on doing the thing. And I think as you get older, kasi, you have more responsibilities. It naturally just kind of weighs you down a little more, and find there's more weight on your shoulders since there's more things you have to decide for.
Yeah, that's fair naman. But you know what? I can just remind you, as somebody who's been there, you cannot always bring that feeling again. But you have to be comforted by the fact that it gave you that joy. It's still a part of yourself. That, kumbaga, whatever that positive element that contributed to your character is gonna be there forever. Hindi naman kailangang maramdaman mo ulit yun Kasi, if you will always be seeking that, you will just like be the old high school friends
Yes.
na wala nang ibang gusto ko. Yung wala, paut-ut. Okay na
You
paut-ut
really-
pag-usapan. Pero
But
kung,
they can't let go of
if
that.
you get stuck there,
Yeah.
and then you would always compare, buti pa nung araw, buti pa, ay nako.
Okay.
That is so
That is a trap.
sad. That is correct. That is going to be a trap. What you now have to think about is, I mean, the mindset that you should probably take, having been there, no, is that, okay, iba na naman. So the challenges now, nag-iba na yung rules mo.
Yeah.
Dumami. And maybe if you want to keep that Anton, the childlike Anton, you just have to treat it as a game.
Okay.
So, ganon. You treat it as a game. Nako, ito, may mga parameters na duwagdag. Paano ko ba to i-juggle para
Kasi before
masaya
then,
pa rin.
I think one of the concrete like measurements for this is before when I do something, I kind of just have myself to think about like I'm gonna do this thing. Do I want to do it or not? Parang that's it. And now kasi there are bosses to think about. There's the
Yes.
public image to think about. There's the friends. Like if I do this thing, am I gonna look like a fool or? Parang there's so much more things you have to worry about talaga. That whenever you make any decision, if you're older, and then there's always that. I think there's always that effort for me to don't worry too much about what they're thinking, just about what you think, ganyan. But at the same time, I end up becoming kind of indifferent na rin to doing things since I really just wanna focus on I wanna put my opinion on myself highest. I wanna value that the most. But am I in that effort to put my value and opinion of myself in the highest form? Is that making me indifferent na to other things or insensitive? That's one of my
yan yung mga dilemma mo, Yeah, you always have to put things in perspective. Yun nga, hindi ka naman, you cannot swing kasi to either extremes eh. Even when people overdo don't mind what other people say. Hello, you should also mind, but don't let that rule yourself because iba yung perspective mo and there's also value in weighing the perspectives of other people.
Yeah, they see things naman din kasi na you don't.
Yes. Pero, yun nga lang, don't put too much value dun sa mga tao na ang gagaling magsalita, pero wala naman sila sa arena.
You should
Yun
know
lang.
when like whose opinions you want to value.
Yan.
You
That's
give different
it. That's it.
If there's a random comment on your page of someone you don't know naman, na parang fake account, don't need to worry about those.
Alam mo, may naalala lang tuloy kasi ako dahil, di ba, I was asking you, what are your fears now that you're 23? And what do you want to happen now that you're 23? Kasi, di ba, we've read that Atomic Habits.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, we cannot really control the result. But what we can control is the process. And the process is really consists of the habit. So, siguro mas maganda yun na lang ang tanungin ko sa'yo, no? Ano yung mga processes? Ano yung mga habits mo that you'd really want to develop and become a part of the 23-year-old Anton? Ayun, I think that's a better question to ask.
Well, I guess one thing would be yung productivity of my time.
Mm-hmm.
Since I really feel it nga na a day is better when I'm doing something. When there are tasks to do.
Because you become more efficient.
Yeah, this is something I thought of recently. I'm kind of thinking of putting yoga in my routine, in my medyo regular routine.
Yes.
Not for people think about it. It's good for your muscles and exercise, ganun. But then now,
the mind.
I'm thinking of, it's like a good restart button. It's like a good, and parang may baon ka ring patience for the rest of the day. What happened? I got to go to a yoga class last week in the morning, and then I ended up facing 4 to 5 hours of traffic that day. But
Wow.
the first 2 hours were okay. Nainis na ako na last 3 hours. But I had those 2 hours that were okay.
Yes, and
Yeah.
if you compare it with the previous Anton,
Yeah, 30 minutes would be okay. Then the other 4.5 would be like, yeah, and I'm just kidding. But yung mga ganun, I'm thinking of,
Oo, tama yan
kasi
naman.
before I was too I think one habit was, I was too like, I have to have my schedule open, ganun. I have to make sure I'm ganyan so that if there's a big opportunity that comes, ganyan. I think that, you know what, I should just make these little commitments na here and there, make these decisions to do something. And then if something big comes, then I'll decide about it. then I'll weigh the priorities.
So maganda yan. You know, meditation, that's what I'm trying to learn nga na eh. They say kasi that when we meditate, that's when we really open up our mind. That's when you become most creative. So that's really something that we should all try to put in our routine, in our regular habits.
Yeah. There's still no very concrete action, but then it's more of like a mindset that I wanna, as I enter this 23-year-old life, that I want to be more purposeful with like the things I do and how I spend my time. Because I love having fun, and I'm going to continue having fun until my last day. But I mean, when it's time to have fun, I'll make sure it's time to have fun. But when it's time to really work and do something productive, I'm gonna make an effort to really make that time more productive and more meaningful.
Good.
You know, these things I say, I was asked in an interview for the 808 Studio na, where do I see myself in 5 years? And that's something I couldn't really... And that's one of the roots then of this whole... All these points that we just talked about in this episode as we conclude this episode. Is I couldn't really answer. I couldn't give myself an answer. Because, again, going back to school life, you see yourself in the next 2 years. Ganun. Okay, I'll be in third year. I'll be in fourth year. Ganun. I'll be taking up these classes. I'll hopefully be having these positions. Parang ganon. But then now, I honestly feel, me, personally, even if I'm 23, even if I've graduated it's been almost 2 years since I graduated, I still feel like a fresh grad. And I don't know when this feeling's gonna go away. Because I'm still figuring out what I'm...
You're prototyping.
Yeah,
that's the term.
I'm still trying to see, is this what I'm gonna be doing? Am I really gonna... Am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I... Even if I have I have received the blessings and opportunities to be where I am now, doing the things I love doing, of course, especially with Mix, you still can't help but question that, tama ba? I mean, is this really the long term? I don't know. I'm still trying to see is if there's what else is out there. Yes.
Yeah. Kasi it's also something alien to our family.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're the first to do it in our family. And you just have to have something na, what is your cause? Parang ganun eh. What do you really want to bring to this world? It's so big and lofty, but kahit papano, it works as some sort of a compass for you.
Yeah.
And then you
we did.
So maybe we'll have more of that in our
for sure.
year-ender.
We almost finish. We're almost done with the year of podcast episodes. So I'd like to take this time to thank everybody who's been there. And there was this Spotify, there was this the year in. Did you see that your year in review? And I had a couple of friends, namely Martin.
Hey Martin, Awid,
Shane, and Camille, who sent me screenshots of how that was like the top podcast I listened to, or they spend this much minutes listening to it.
Thank you, and we hope that you have learned from us, or at least we made you laugh or smile.
And everybody else who have listened to it, I want to take time to thank you, and thank you also for all the greetings and making my birthday this year very, very special. Yes,
you are a special child.
I am. I believe that. Oh, and I just wanted to add this another note. This episode, I personally went into it like I had my guide and I had my questions and everything, talking points. But this is kind of like a look into how Mama and I talk sometimes. We'd have some late night talks. It's just life.
Yes.
Life ganun. So I hope that you guys learn something from that, and I hope you guys also I hope you guys do take the opportunity to ask your parents these type of questions, especially while you still, knock on wood, while you still
live. Yeah, so let's all sing together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Anton.
All right.
Happy birthday, my dear.
Thank you, and that concludes my birthday episode for the
Mom and Son podcast. This has been Rose Fresh Fausto, the mom giving birth on December 7th,
1996, and Anton Fausto, the son who just celebrated his birthday, December 7th, 2019. Enjoy!
Bye.
Enjoy your Christmas season. Bye, guys. The Mom and Son podcast airs every Tuesday, 7 a.m. and can be streamed on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Buzzsprout.com, and YouTube. Just search Mom and Son podcast for your weekly dose of family, finance, passions, and everything in between. Leave a comment so other listeners may find this podcast. If you have any questions or suggested topics, email us at antonfausto@gmail.com.